Hi, and welcome back to another episode of On Location Revelstoke. I'm Mimi. We have Bowen behind the camera, and we're with Marie Moose today. Marie is born and raised in Quebec, but it sounds like as soon as you could, you went on an adventure west. And headed to Whistler, BC, where you worked for, I think, 5 years in a newspaper.
Yeah.
And then on to Whitehorse before finally coming to Revelstoke. So you've been everywhere.
Well, no, but I just went west like a lot of Quebecers do. It's just a thing, you know. And then just never left.
Yeah, you fell in love with the mountains.
I just really connected with the mountain life, and I just love adventures. I love like the mountain sports, and the life there just felt like made for me. And then I never left.
Yeah.
So I'm still here.
When you left, were you 18, 19?
I was 24. Like I did my degree. I did all my schooling like a proper, like one after, like I just did everything. But when like university ended, I did a degree in graphic design. And then I was just like, oh, I could find a job in my field, or I could also go for a little trip, which is what I did. And then,
did you do that trip with someone?
Yeah, I had a partner at the time. We moved together, and then maybe it was less daunting to go with someone. And I just wanted to explore, and then just turns out that Whistler was just a great place to land and just have a good time.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of work as well in Whistler, and I just found a job at a newspaper. And then I was like, okay, it's not maybe my dream graphic designer job, but it just keeps me in the mountains, and it just keeps me going. And then I did that for a while.
Yeah. I mean, I know Whistler as of lately, and it's kind of exploded in the last 10 years. So when you were there, what was the vibe like?
It was really nice. To me, it wasn't too much. Like coming from Quebec City, which is like, it's not a small town, and then going to Whistler felt like a small town to me. And it was pre-Olympics, so it was booming, but it wasn't as busy and touristy as it got like after the games. And it was just kind of a nice build up to the games, and it was nice to be part of it and to be at the newspaper as well, because we felt like really involved for like as the media. And it was a good experience. I really have just good memories of Whistler. But then came a time where I was like, okay, what's next for me? And then eventually moved out and don't really want to go back.
I'm just thinking back to Whistler. You did switch from skiing into snowboarding, and it sounds like you fell in love with the sport.
Yeah.
So then when you were living in Whitehorse, what did you end up doing?
Well, there was a little less sport in Whitehorse, which is why I didn't stay. Not that I'm that much of an athlete, but I like to just be in the mountains. And I did a lot of mountain stuff in Whitehorse, but it was just a bit different. I think BC is really active, and maybe people are different up north. There's a lot of artists. It's a very interesting place, but the reality is the winters are cold and it doesn't snow that much. The days are short, and you can go outside in the mountains, but it's minus 25 and it's dark by 3 p.m. And it's a different life. And I think up there, I just focused on other things. I had a good job, and I just worked and had good friendships. And I started a bit my art journey up there, but it was less snowboarding, more other stuff, you know.
Yeah. So what did that look like to start your art journey?
It's like, because I've been a graphic designer for a while, but then I feel like when you're a graphic designer, you put all your energy and creativity in service to projects that are not yours. Like, it's not your own thing. It's like you're creating for a business, for an event. So you always have a purpose. It's like a very defined mission to accomplish, versus when you're an artist, it's different. It's more of an inspiration, a calling. Like, it's something that you want to express, and it's very different. And maybe I didn't quite understand at the time that I was more of an artist than a designer, and to be in a designer shoe would always makes me slightly frustrated and unhappy. And until I got out of it, then I really fully understood. But yeah, so as a graphic designer, I felt like I didn't have a lot of energy and creativity left for my own projects. But
So in those limiting ways, were you focused more on drawing?
Yeah.
Or like, yeah.
yeah, that was kind of always my go-to at the beginning. Because maybe it's more simple. I don't know if people would agree, but if you're just drawing with a Sharpie, it's pretty simple. You're more like working on lines and stuff like that. It's less involving than like a full color painting, maybe less technical as well. So it was a good way to start. And then I started to really kind of find my style also, because until you find your style, you can experiment, but you're not fully expressing or like creating it on your own. So we copy a lot at the beginning. You copy what you see, you copy other styles, and then that's how you kind of build up your skills. But eventually, with drawing, I think I found a style that was a bit more graphic and less realistic, and then that really made me believe that I could make art, because for a long time I didn't know if I had the skills, or you have the desire, but then you're like, I don't know if
You're
I'm
doubting
good
yourself,
enough.
and
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
I kind of found my way there, and then
was that when you explored mandalas?
yeah, it kind of started there too, and that's also kind of a more geometric, graphic type of patterns and art that I felt like was working for me, and then I just kind of explored that way for a while.
From Whitehorse, you get in this camper van, and you're thinking, oh, it's going to be warmer, so I'm going to go spend a winter in Revi in my camper.
Yeah.
So what was that experience like?
No, it was not warmer.
Yeah.
I don't recommend it to anyone.
Yeah.
No.
What year was that?
2016, and it was actually a cold winter. It was really cold.
So yeah, you arrive in Revelstoke, and you just find a place to set up camp, basically, or how did that work out?
Just through connections, like I didn't even really know that many people. I knew one person, and that was enough to connect me. It's just, that's all it is. And even with knowing no one, you can show up somewhere and talk to somebody and make a connection. Yeah, and that's just when I did that move, I kind of decided to take a break from graphic design. It had been about 10 years, and I was a bit drained from the job and just not really happy with it. And then I was just like, I'll take a break.
Yeah, but I mean, you gave 5 years to Whistler, 5 years to Whitehorse, so.
And then I was on to my next place, but I didn't know right away I would stay. But again, it didn't take that long that I was like, this is a nice town, and I love the snowboarding here. It's epic, and then the summers are great. And then I found a good job in a restaurant, and it was a nice place. Like the owner, we connected. She became a friend, and it was just a nice restaurant to work at and to be part of. And it did free my creativity for myself. And then I started really painting and drawing around that time. And then,
do you remember actually that first experience with a canvas and some paint?
Yeah, totally. And then
can you describe that, and what did you paint, and what colors did you use?
Mountains and same palette, teal, pink. It's like my original kind of, now I'm like trying other colors, but teal and pink was how it's all started. And then I started, what really got me started is the member shows at the Visual Arts Center in Revelstoke. They do like an auction every winter. It's a 12 by 12, every artist on the same canvas, and then you paint whatever you want, and then it's for auction, and then they raise money for the center. And then it's just open, like, you don't have to be a professional artist. It's anyone who wants to participate, and it got me going. And it's just the feeling of having a piece on the wall with other people and going to the event, and then it's just so fun. So that's kind of how it went. And then it just escalated, but it really took off when I started farming. And I don't think it's a coincidence. I think it's really connected. I think because it was the first time for a long, long time that I had a job that doesn't stress me at all, that I don't really have any responsibilities, but it's hard work. But it's
very
not,
physical work.
Yeah, but it's not no stress. Just really following the lead and just doing what needs to be done. And then just when I built a tiny house, like in between that job and farming. There was a 6 months-ish period.
That's pretty significant.
Yeah, it's very significant. It's like a big project that I always wanted to do because I like tiny living and I want to live by myself with no roommates. Yeah. But it's pretty small, and no, I don't have a designated studio in it. I'm thinking of building a secondary tiny house.
Another tiny house, yes.
I have a little bit of a train going on, yeah.
So that took about 6 months, and at the same time you were shifting into farming out of restaurant and...
Yeah, like that's when I started really diving into the art because I just had so much inspiration coming from being outside in the elements with the plants. I don't know. It just happened, and then I think that was on my second year. Actually, we have a little farm stand, and my first year there was 2 artists that put art in the farm stand, and two artists from town, Tina Lenegard and I forget the other one, unfortunately. And then the second year, I was like, hey. Do you have artists like lined up for the farm stand? And then my boss said no. And then I was like, could I put some of my art? And then she said yes. And then that was kind of my first little go, because I knew we were gonna open the farm stand in June, and I asked in April, May, and then I had about a month, 6 weeks. And then I just made a little collection. I did 4 different veggie paintings, and I did a larger piece of the farm with the mountains. And I put them up in the farm stand for opening, and that was kind of my first little art thing.
That's pretty cool.
And it happened at the farm, and then and the piece sold. They all sold like in 2 days.
What a feeling!
Yeah, it was like 2 days or something. It never happened again. Like it's like now I have originals and they stay longer on the wall, and that's totally okay. But yeah, that was like sold out very quickly, and I was like, oh, that's so fun. But I think when you start, you have so much support from around, and sometimes it's hard to accept because you feel like people are supporting you because they're your family, and they feel, but you have to accept wherever the support comes from, you have to take it. And people are not obligated to buy your art. And if they buy it, they should just say thank you. And that just makes you, that gives you the possibility to make more. Because you get money, and also like when you things sell, it creates a space. It's like the thing is gone and now you need to replace it. It's like, it's kind of just a mental thing. It's like, oh, because when they just stay around you, then you're like, well, why would I make more? But when they leave you, then you're like, oh, I need another new thing around me. So you just make it.
Yes.
And then, so I recommend every artist to accept all the support, even if it's your mom and she bought 5 pieces, it's okay. Let her buy the 6th one if she wants to, like, whatever.
2021, you had an art collective showing in a gallery. Was this the one you were talking about, of the smaller?
Well, I joined a gallery that was a local gallery in 2021 that is no longer here. And that was kind of, that was the big step. The farm stand was the cute little baby step. That was the big step because it's like a commercial space, and then you're given a section. This is your spot, and then you have to fill it and produce and have inventory, like all that stuff. It was all new to me. And my friend Elise Stewart, she's the one I founded the co-op with Vanessa, that you met.
Yes.
Ailey Stewart, I just want to say it because she's a very talented, established local artist, but she's also a great mentor, and she's a friend, but she really introduced me to the gallery and really made it happen for me and believed in me. And I think that's the other thing that's really important when you start, is to have a good support of other artists that believe in you and surround yourself with those people. It's like non-competitive. It's just a very good vibe, and then it means a lot when someone that you look up to believes in you. And then so she believed in me. She's like, "Yeah, you can do it." And then it's just you just do it. You just start painting, and then.
I'm so happy you had that experience initially, because it can be competitive, unfortunately, especially in a smaller town, I would imagine.
I have yet to experience competition.
Oh, good. Okay.
But I'm sure it's out there. I'm sure it's out there, but not in Revi.
So you had this supportive mentor.
Yeah.
Who took you in, and so you did this show together. And then that gave you.
Well, we didn't do a show, but we were part of this kind of collective gallery, and then we just I don't know, share that, I guess, and then it just kind of escalated, because at first I started with 3 pieces on the wall, and then you just keep making more, and then they were selling good, and then just make reproductions, and then have prints and have different sizes, and then merch. I believe in merch as well, but I always want to find a supplier that's in Canada. I don't want to do merch for merch, but like a bag, it's just a functional item that your art can travel on. And then sometimes people, they don't have, I hear that sometimes, oh, I don't have room on the walls anymore, but I would like an art bag, or I would like a pillowcase, or say an item that I can bring more art into my home, but it's not necessarily on the wall. So I started making that.
So then did this lead you to your first solo show?
Yeah, because that was kind of my next step, then applying for a solo show, which I got at the Revelstoke Visual Arts Center, RVAC. And that's good. That's a great thing to commit to, because you're committing ahead, and then you have your deadline, and it just put yourself in a situation where you're gonna have to deliver. I think it's also a good thing.
Yeah. How many pieces did you have in that?
I think I did 8 or something. It wasn't massive. It was in a small room, but it worked out good, because I got the show, I think I knew in the fall, but then I had almost a year, but of course I didn't really start painting until maybe beginning of summer, or as I kind of did it during my farming season, simultaneously. Yeah,
so that must have been a pretty exciting opening, I would imagine. Friends and family came, or do you ever have friends come from Quebec, or family that visits? And
my mom came, and friends. I didn't have a lot of visitors for that one, but just my local people, and it was also, just kind of landed with the end of farming season, so it was just a huge accomplishment to wrap up a season, present my first show. It was great.
And then hit the hill, I imagine.
Oh yeah, and then vacation. Yeah. Totally. Yeah.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
To be able to do that.
Yeah.
And that gave you energy to come off the mountain after the season, I imagine, and get together with these 2 good friends.
Yeah.
And you start brainstorming some ideas. So maybe you can talk about that.
It just kind of happened say, life brings you challenges, and then you're like, okay, what are we gonna do? So things were changing at the local art gallery where I was part of, the other gallery, and then it just didn't feel like a good fit anymore. And then so me and these 2 friends, we started thinking, and then there was this commercial space that used to be a convenience stores for 25 years, and so it was really a part of Revelstoke. Everyone knew the Malones, But we just contacted these people and then presented the project of a local art co-op. And that's what we wanted to do. A bit like, I mean, I didn't know anything about co-ops, but for me, it was important that it was going to be a co-op because I just didn't believe that me and maybe my friends, we would be happy and we would be successful in a private ownership because we're artists and we don't want to run a store. And you know, and it was also a bit stressful to like dive into this kind of business, not knowing you can only make predictions. You don't really know exactly with this kind. It was all going to be new, so we didn't know for sure what numbers we were going to make, and then it was a bit scary. And having it as a co-op made it more approachable. And also, when you don't 100%, well, you never fully know what you're doing in life, I think. But when you really for sure know you don't know what you're doing, going a co-op way is a good way because then you're like, let's do this together.
Yeah.
You know? I think again, you need to find the right people. It's all about teamwork. But we had great people on board and we had great connections with the community and we really believed in it. And we also had the experience of the other gallery. So we're like, we know how things work in a gallery like that. We know how to, well, we have a vision and we believe this vision is great. And we shared it with a bunch of people, of other artists, and a lot of them were really enthusiastic. So we were just decided to, we just got the space and we're doing it. And it just came together very quickly. It took about, I don't know, 3-4 months. And we had a co-op and it was open and it was running and it just took off. And now it's a huge success. Yeah.
It is a huge success.
Yeah.
We were in there today. It's full, it's vibrant, it's alive. There's some fantastic art.
Yeah.
And
it's amazing.
I'm glad that we had a chance to go in there.
Yeah.
And we did get some beautiful images of your art that you've got up. And it's really quite something that you've done that with your friends and created that space for other artists in Revelstoke and for the community and for tourists.
I think and I'd say that humbly, because it's not just my work, and also it's our work. And I think we really added to the experience of people visiting Revelstoke and even the local living in Revelstoke, because a lot of locals are just coming on a little stroll, afternoon, morning, and then they come in and then check what's new, and it's nice. And then for people visiting, they can find us easily. They come in, they see what we do here in Revi, and I don't know, I feel like it really adds to the experience. And I wish that every little bigger town can get an art co-op and have like the chance that we have, because it's very like we're very lucky for that space.
Yeah.
And I know we made it happen, but it's just things lined up, you know.
Yeah.
We can just do this together.
Yes.
And just inspire each other and just stay connected. And I think it's really important at all age to just be connected, and that's what makes you belong. And
You've created a very healthy community in the arts here.
Yeah.
And September 20th will be the art co-op of Revelstoke's first year anniversary. So I really hope that you get a chance to celebrate that success.
Yeah.
And I hope that this evening you're able to just go and relax and enjoy. You've had a long day farming, and you've shared your amazing story with us, and we're really grateful for your time.
Well, I'm really grateful that you're interested in the story. Like,
absolutely.
It's always special to be able to share your story. So thank you. And I'm so proud of everything that is happening in Revelstoke that I'm part of, but also everything around. Like, people are just doing great things, and and I think that sometimes we want to change, we want to make big changes in the world, but really it starts locally, and that's really cheesy, but this is where you can really make an impact, is to do something locally in your own town.
Absolutely, and we've really had the privilege to meet a lot of other people from Revelstoke who've been doing other interesting local projects that are really important to the community. So thank you for being one of those
You're
people.
welcome.
And
Well,
I look forward to seeing you again.
Yeah.
And thanks everyone for visiting us and listening to this amazing story of the Revelstoke Art Co-op with Marie Moose. See you again.